question. So let's say you have 100 rupees meant for equity market.
Today.
Right.
Okay.
And you are obviously very bullish on healthcare.
Yeah.
It is not even cyclical.
Correct.
It is going to keep going up.
Correct.
So why can't I put all my money in healthcare? Why should I invest in other sectors?
No, because you should diversify at the end of the day. And healthcare is a secular growth company, that's correct.
Yeah,
But
because see, the reason is I say this, there is something called sector rotation.
Yes.
Sector rotation is between cyclical sectors.
Yes.
One sector performs well,
Yes.
it has reached its peak, I remove money, put in the next sector.
Correct.
But if the sector is secular, which is always going up,
so
then why should I do sector rotation?
No, but you should allocate a substantial portion of your wealth to a sector which is secular. So I told you about my personal capital allocation. 30% of my wealth is healthcare. So I've parked 30% of my wealth in healthcare.
So when you mean equity, you mean you're putting in your funds, you said, right?
Yes, my funds.
Your funds are both healthcare funds.
Yes.
So you put all your money there.
All my money there.
The equity portfolio.
30% of my net worth is in my equity portfolio, which is healthcare.
Okay.
30% is real estate. 30% is gold and silver and other mutual funds. Now those mutual funds might be 10%, right? So there I might take, let's say, some mutual fund where I feel they're doing well on the defense side or on the PSU side, right? Areas where I don't invest and I don't understand those areas as well. So I let them manage my money for me.
Sure.
And then I have 10% cash. So if you then look at my equity allocation, it is 10% in other mutual funds and 30% in healthcare. So my equity allocation today is 40, of which 30% is healthcare. So 75% of my equity allocation is healthcare.
So totally you invest 30-40% in equity.
Yes.
Why is it not 60-70% as what some fund managers suggest?
Fair. So today I feel we are sitting at a point where most people are not discounting the potential inflation we can see in the economy in the next 1 to 2 years. All signs are telling me that there is more liquidity being injected into the market. Now, when there is more liquidity and the number of assets is the same or the number of goods is the same, it's inflation. Right?
Correct.
So now today nobody is talking about inflation. But 6 months, 1 year down the road, I'm thinking most people will be talking about inflation as a problem.
I'm already talking about what are you saying? I already feel my cost is going up. What are you saying?
No, but our CPI, WPI numbers are low single digits.
But the government has reported recently, I think 1% inflation.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So 1% is nothing, right? Global average, India's history of average inflation is 6-7%. So at 1% inflation, we are nowhere, right?
So you're saying inflation is going to increase now?
Absolutely.
And then that's what will happen to the stock market?
It will happen in the next 18 to 24 months, inflation will go up.
And what do you think will happen to the stock market when inflation goes up?
Exactly. So when inflation goes up, companies that have the ability to pass on the increased cost to their customer will do well. Companies that cannot pass on the cost to the customer will actually decline because their margins will go down. Right?
Interesting. Very interesting.
So in that context, if you look at the past inflation cycles, which are the sectors which did well in the past inflation? Let's say 2010 to 13. So 2010 to 13, the 4 sectors which outperformed everything in the Indian equity market was consumer staples, because they reduce the grammage, they keep the price the same. So by reducing the grammage,
there's a word for this.
Shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation.
So shrinkflation. So FMCG companies will protect their margins by reducing grammage. Oil and gas companies, because they are cost plus models. So even if oil prices go up, they just apply a markup and they sell it forward.
Correct.
So they do well. Commodity companies, steel, aluminum producers, Hindustan Zinc, Vedanta, Tata Steel, SAIL, because they are the commodity manufacturers and commodity prices are going up, their stocks do well. And fourth bucket, healthcare. Because healthcare, we don't care about the price.
We don't have a say on the price. You will not go ask for discounts.
Exactly. Yeah. So one thing I keep asking my customers or my clients, right? So whoever I discuss this with, I tell them, look, if you have fever, what do you take? Do you take Dolo, Crocin? What do you buy? Dolo, right? I'm assuming everybody in the room is Dolo.
Yeah.
Give me the price of a strip of Dolo.
I don't know, 10 rupees, 15 rupees.
The fact is you're guessing, right?
Right.
It's about 33 rupees 76 paisa. But the fact is you don't know. And you have purchased it at least 10 times in the last 5 years.
Correct.
If not more.
Correct.
And you still don't know the price. Now that's the business to invest in. The customer doesn't care about the price. What if I told you that Dolo prices have doubled in last 7 years? It still doesn't matter to you. You will still next time buy at Dolo.
Correct.
Because the fact that it's Dolo is far more important than whether it's worth 34 rupees or 38 rupees or 45 rupees. That doesn't matter to you.
Right.
That's the business to invest in.
So, okay. So you're saying inflation is going to go up in the next 18 months, 24 months in India. Due to which not the entire broad market will not do well.
Correct.
But certain sectors will.
Correct.
But that still doesn't explain why only 30% of your money is in equity. It could be 60% if you know that these are the sectors will do well. I'll put my money.
No, that's fair. So look, my asset allocation depends on my personal circumstances.
Okay.
And I have 30% in gold and silver. Now that is basically because of my dollar debasement theory, right?
Correct.
So I feel dollar has had its time, right? 50 years of dominance, 1973, Bretton Woods being abolished by President Nixon.
Right.
To date. Dollar has had a fantastic run. They have exported inflation to every country by printing dollars.
Correct.
But now their time is over. Now you have BRICS talking about a common currency, which is being backed 40% by gold and 60% by their respective currencies. Now you're talking about oil trade happening outside the dollar. Now you're talking about India and Russia trading with each other in local currency and Russia being able to invest that money in the Indian capital market, the surplus rupee that they would be left with. They can invest in Indian capital market.
Nice.
Right. So you are having all these things happening in the world, which tells me that fiat currency probably will lose its value fast. So one very interesting exercise you should do. We generally look at dollar prices. We look at gold prices in dollar, right? Invert the chart. Look at the dollar price in gram of gold.
Okay.
The chart will appear like this because the gold prices have gone up like that, right? So when you see this, you say gold is getting expensive. When you invert that chart, say what is the grammage of gold for $1 unit, you will see that dollar has lost substantial value.
Right. And on top of that, the Indian rupee has fallen against the dollar.
So we have lost more value than the dollar has.
So that's why keep your money in gold. That's why 30% is in gold. Double protection.
Gold and silver. Gold and silver.
Wow.
So these protect me from
these things
a debasement, a currency debasement situation.
So you're saying that will continue happening?
It will continue.
In the next couple of years.
No other country has a choice. See, before 2022, almost every country had almost all of their reserves in dollars. Some of it in gold and silver, but majority dollars. But something happened in 22. The United States froze the assets of Russia. For the reason that Russia did not fall in line with the geopolitical whimsies of the United States.
Right.
That's not a valid reason. I am a sovereign country.
Yeah.
I trusted you with my wallet.
Yeah.
And now you're saying because I'm not listening to you,
you're freezing my money.
You're freezing my wallet.
Yeah. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
I've lost trust in your currency.
So when Russia loses trust, the entire world is watching. They lose trust as well.
Right.
Now when they lose trust, what happens next? They sell their dollar reserves and they accumulate gold and silver. So China at the peak had 1.2 trillion in US bonds.
Okay.
$1.2 trillion in US bonds. Today, I think that number is about 750 billion. So they've already sold 450, 500 worth of $1 billion of US bonds.
Okay.
And that money is going where? Gold and silver.
So that will keep continuing happening.
Obviously. I can't trust the US now. Tomorrow, if he doesn't like my strategy or India's strategy of supporting Ukraine or Russia or whatever, he'll freeze my assets.
Glad you made it till here. If this gave you even one idea to improve your finances, send it to a friend. Helping them might just make you the smartest person in their group chat. And don't miss the full episode on Finance with Sharan. There's a lot more where this came from.